but I might be on the phone a lot, just so you know.
Good morning, it's Nicholas. Just wanted to say hi before you leave to Springwater. Mrs. Roberson will be aboard soon. I know you'll give her a warm welcome. She's close to one of our top clients who booked the flight for her. Have a nice flight.
80 Delta traffic, DC-202, Mike Alpha Delta 4710 is taxiing to runway 3680 Delta traffic.
So we're gonna try to get into a little bit of this Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. It's been a while since I think I last recorded it. It's been a long time since I last recorded it. But I'm like level 150 something. Flying privately with some of these guys, some of these planes that I have.
Ladies and gents, I'm pleased to be your pilot today and to welcome you aboard this first-class wings flight to Springwater. Estimated flight time is 74 minutes. We're on time for departure and we're about to receive clearance for takeoff. I'll keep you updated with any important information throughout the flight. Thank you.
Damn, this must be like, we must be on a steep hill to get up. I had to rev them engines all the way up. Let's turn this down, get it back down before they try to say I'm speeding. Let's get it all the way back down, because I don't want to sit here and be messing around. Last time I flew this plane, my landing gear wouldn't go down. So I was flying, I was like, damn, how I'm gonna get my landing gear? I was looking at everything. I did it, you know, through the keyboard. I did it through manually try to do it. I could not get my landing gear down. So what I did, I went all the way into full flaps to try to slow it down as much as I can. Right when I'm about to land, I killed all the power. It came down as slow as I possibly can, because I was hoping that I could just land softly, because it happened like this before, but it happened like it was in another plane. So I said, I'm gonna see if I could just drop it down as softly as I can and see if that worked.
80 Delta traffic, DC-202, Mike Alpha Delta 4710, taking off runway 36, east departure, 80 Delta traffic. To all passengers, welcome on board this flight to Springwater. I'm here to ensure you have an enjoyable journey today. If there is anything I can do to make your flight more comfortable, please let me know. Please fasten your seatbelt. And remember, this is a non-smoking flight. You'll find a safety briefing card in the seat pocket in front of you. Prepare for takeoff. Thank you.
So while I was coming down, I was going as slow. I dropped that speed like all the way down to where I was going to come into a stall. And I gently laid it down on the runway. And they're going to say, mission failed. I was like, how the hell mission failed? I landed as smooth as you possibly going to get on a runway. And man, have it, and it said mission failed. But I've done that in another airplane. And I landed real light on, I think it was like a Cessna or one of my other engines I had. And then boom. I was good. I landed. I was good. Um, and I ain't have any problems. Let's see if we can get this plane turned around in the U-turn real quick. Come on, come on, come on. Get a little bit of speed. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Turn, baby, turn, turn. That's what be happening when you get to these. It never do what you do, what I wanted to do. You gonna have to turn it around. See, we ain't got enough leeway out of there either, so let's get it going this way. Let's break that real quick. Let's go back in the inside. What we doing? Yeah, then I'm gonna just start at 081. I'm gonna fly for a little bit until I get on the right head, and then I'll go ahead and put it on the autopilot. Everything good. I think everything good. I don't know if there's anything else I need to do. Yeah, so they kept. So I finally bought the big airplane, not the 737, but the next one down. But every time I try to go and play the mission, it won't allow me to. It just say I failed. As soon as I go to everything, I do my walk around, everything, and then it just failed me. So I don't know if that's a glitch in the game or what, but this shit is getting on my goddamn nerves. That's getting on my nerves. Just a lot of different stuff, man. I just can't believe this game been out since forever, and it's still having glitches. So I don't understand what's going on with that. See, this one right here don't take off. See, we airborne already. Airborne already. See, it want me to climb to 11,000.
Minneapolis Center, DC-202 Mike Alpha Delta 4710 is type Beechcraft B-58, 1 miles north of 80 Delta, 1,500 feet. Request flight following. DC-202 Mike Alpha Delta 4710, Minneapolis Center, squawk 0312.
That's the runway right there. See it in the far distance.
Squawk 0312, DC-202 Mike Alpha Delta 4710. DC-202 Mike Alpha Delta 4710, radar contact 3 miles north of 80 Delta, 2,500 feet, altimeter 2992. Roger, DC-202 Mike Alpha Delta 4710. Minneapolis Center, DC-202 Mike Alpha Delta 4710. 3 miles northeast of 80 Delta, 3,100 feet. Request IFR to Charlie November Alpha Tree. Ready to copy. DC-202 Mike Alpha Delta 4710 is cleared to Charlie November Alpha Tree Airport is filed. Squawk 0312. DC-202 Mike Alpha Delta 4710 cleared to Charlie November Alpha Tree Airport as filed. Squawk 0312.
There.
DC-202 Mike Alpha Delta 4710. Read back correct. Radar contact 4,200 feet. Altimeter 2992, turn left heading 080. Proceed on course. Climb and maintain 11,000 feet. Turn left heading 080. proceed on course. Climb and maintain 11,000 feet. DC-20, 2 Mike Alpha, Delta 4710.
Yeah, and that's how. So this game is it's a good game, man. I just can't believe it has so many glitches that it be having. I'm like, God damn. How many glitches y'all plan on having? Well, I play it to death. I basically play it almost every day. Fly this jet, but usually I be fly the other one that they have on there. I'm gonna show you once this one over. I'm gonna show you how many businesses that I have, how many jets that I have now, or that I built up over time. But I'm trying to get a 730. That's just cost way too much to get a 737 or 747. You be saving up by the time you save up some money, because I saved up 9-10 million, but you gotta turn around and do maintenance on everything, all the airplanes, and you back all the way back down to under $1 million by the time you do all that. So I don't even know how to even consider.
On my way. They're waiting for me there. I'll call you as soon as I'm done, but it might be a while. Can you send me the driver's number again? I forgot it when I left. Thanks. Talk to you later.
Yeah, I don't even know how to consider that you're gonna get to 737. I don't think you'll ever save enough money to where you get to that far. It's just way too. It's just gonna take you forever to get there, just to get to that far. So, yeah. But yeah, I am, man. Still playing, still trying to keep up. Like I said, like, subscribe. I'm gonna try to get on, save more videos, and get on the game more, because I don't play the game like I need to, or I don't play, this game or some of the other games or let me say, I don't record like I need to, like I should be. I'm gaming all the time. I don't record like I should be, but I'm gonna get on here and play, just like I need to, like I should, man, and just ride out. So this is gonna be a long flight. Hang in there, like, subscribe to the video, and chill out. I think we can go on everything we got right here. We good all the way around. That's good.
DC-202 Mike Alpha Delta
That's good.
4710, contact Minneapolis Center on 118.525. Good day. Going to 118.525, DC-202 Mike Alpha Delta 4710. Minneapolis Center, DC-202 Mike Alpha Delta 4710 is passing 10,300 feet, climbing 11,000 feet. DC-202 Mike Alpha Delta 4710, Minneapolis Center, altimeter 2992, radar contact, continue. Passengers, glad to be your captain today. First, I'd like to welcome everyone on behalf of First Class Wings on Flight Mat 4710. We are currently cruising at an altitude of 10,300 feet at an airspeed of 150 knots. It's 12:56 p.m. and are expecting to land in Springwater approximately at 5:41 a.m. local time. Current temperature of 81 degrees Fahrenheit. If the weather cooperates, we should get a great view of the area as we descend. I'll update you before we reach our destination. Until then, sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the flight.
Yeah, we done got we a little bit into it now. Hopefully we ain't got that far to go. Let me just take a look. Oh yeah, we still got a long way to go. No, we don't. We ain't got that far to go. No. Let me come down. Let me come down. Let me lose some altitude real quick.
Mike Alpha Delta 4710 contact Toronto Center on 1 tree, 5 decimal tree. Good day. 1 tree 5 decimal tree. DC 202 Mike Alpha Delta 4710. Toronto Center DC 202 Mike Alpha Delta 4710, 11,000 feet. DC 202 Mike Alpha Delta 4710, Toronto Center, altimeter 2988, radar contact, continue to WLPP.
Good afternoon, this is Jennifer. Long time no see, you doing okay?
Toronto Center DC
I'll be seeing you in Springwater.
202 Mike
Yes.
Alpha Delta 4710,
Tomorrow.
request 5,000 feet.
Absolutely. Looking forward to
DC
catching up.
202
Yes.
Mike Alpha Delta
See ya.
4710, descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. DC 202 Mike Alpha Delta 4710.
Let's see how fast we get down. Let me try something. Let me see if I get down here to 3,000 feet as
Toronto
well.
Center DC 202 Mike Alpha Delta 4710. Request 3,000 feet. DC 202 Mike Alpha Delta 4710. Request denied.
Alright, we're just gonna stop at 5,000 feet. Take our time. I'll take our time getting down, and then we're gonna see where we at once we get down there. So we must got something ahead of us that we can't get down to 3,000. But that's cool. We're gonna try. We're gonna go ahead and slowly get down to about 5,000, and we'll be alright. So, like, subscribe. This is a quick flight. Hopefully we get in there, quick flight, land with no problems. And hey man, then we good. We're good. So I'll get back with you in a little bit.
4710 contact Toronto Center on 132.575. Good day.
132.575 for DC202 Mike Alpha Delta 4710. Toronto Center, DC202 Mike Alpha Delta 4710 is at 7,200 feet, descending 5,000 feet.
DC202 Mike Alpha Delta 4710. Toronto Center, altimeter 29er89er, radar contact. Continue to WLPP.
So food at
Yeah, that's so true.
hold on. It was reported that you took a shopping, had a nice arena.
Yo, that's so funny. Y'all been doing your homework. Shout out to Ren, but he taught me the game. You know, because I was always been a player.
Yeah.
You know, so I flew the girl in, and I never get the road manager's like, no, TK, liability, you can't bring her. I'm like, no, we can do it. He didn't care. So we go shopping, we hanging out. So because I'm the MC,
Right.
I got to be there first.
Yeah.
So
So you left her back at the hotel?
I left her at the hotel.
Oh.
So 6 o'clock, 7, it's 8. I think she probably got there around 8. So we do the concert, and then have I see her, we doing
Hey, how you doing, man? Girl, good to see you.
2 o'clock in the morning, I get this knock on the door. It's easy. He says, come out. I come out, he said, Ren had sex with your girl.
Huh?
And then he fell out on the floor in the hallway and rolled. Easy was funny. He was funny. He rolled down the hallway and laughed her. But because of my mindset, I had to go get my stuff, for her stuff, put it in the bag, and I threw out the hotel. Yeah, that was my first lesson of being a player but getting played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you and Ren have a conversation about that?
We see each other. We don't bring it up. We just laugh. Yeah, we see each other. And I'm quite sure he sees the interviews over the years. It is what it is, you know? It was a valuable lesson.
Was that the only time you had a young lady taken from you?
DC202 Mike Alpha.
Well, she wasn't my woman.
Yeah, but she there. I mean, you brought her there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Got a nice outfit.
Yeah.
For Ren to take off.
I think that's the only time. Yeah, but that's why it's glad you brought this up. Because men today will shoot somebody now.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Or kill the girl, or kill themselves.
Yeah.
And what I want men to understand, since Shannon brought this up, is a great segue into this. Learn to control your emotions. Because you guys get so upset that you want to kill someone and risk your whole life over one woman when it's a good thing. And I want men to... I know it hurts. We know it hurts.
For sure.
It hurts.
Especially if you invested in her.
Yeah.
You know, the more time you invest, the more, if you invest money, you invest time, you invest energy. It's just like anything. Like when you're an athlete and you invest all the training, or the eating right, the denying yourself, going on vacation, denying a lot of things. And so when it doesn't work out in your favor, it hurts you.
It hurts.
And sometimes you see athletes cry, and you're like, man, what? Man, it's just a game. No, it's not.
No.
Because you don't understand what I invested in order to win this game.
Yes,
and
sir.
so anytime you invest time, energy, effort into something that doesn't go your way, it hurts. You invest time, you invest whatever the case may be, your love, your attention into an individual,
Yes.
and it doesn't go your way, it hurts. And it should,
It
because
should.
the more invested you are, the more it should hurt.
Yes, but control your ego, because it's your ego.
Tell us the ego this.
Your ego is what's hurting, right? Can't believe she did that to me.
I'm me.
Right, and then you lose your life. And gentlemen and ladies,
Yes.
hold tight, because there will be a better tomorrow. And that's important for us to say that to the world, because they crashing out here.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yes.
You can't even compliment a woman on a tattoo.
Yeah.
Or compliment her. It leads to a fight or killing.
Yeah.
Getting just about close to landing. Airfield is what, 12 o'clock in front of us, straight ahead. In Bury Airport. We're gonna get in there, see if we can fly the pattern, and see if we can get in for a smooth landing. We're gonna drop down to about, get down to about 3,500 and see if we keep on going to about 3,000 feet. So we gonna have a smooth landing there with no issues. But we coming in pretty quick. Let's see if we let's get this down a little bit faster. We need to get down a little bit faster. Well, we're gonna see in a few.
Charlie November Alpha, tree traffic, DC-20, Mike Alpha Delta 4710, 9 miles west, 3,500 feet, inbound to land, runway 25, Charlie November Alpha, tree traffic.
See, once we get in close, I'm still trying to learn, you know, how to recognize the airport, where to go, what to do. That's why we got this up here. We got this little tutorial you could just follow to get into pattern, come into land, and be good. So I've still got a long way to go before I learn all that. I'm gonna see if we could try to get our speed down a little bit. Just a little bit. Get our speed down some more before we drop this landing gear. I'm not gonna follow the exact pattern going up here, turning all the way around and coming like that. I'm gonna see if I can intercept it right here and just come on in for the airport. Airport gonna be somewhere right here in front of us. So I'm gonna just come on down a little bit. Say we got our landing gear that we just dropped. See, we got an outside view. We got a landing gear we just dropped. We're gonna have a little bit of resistance coming in, slowing us down for our airspeed. Probably gonna release our flaps once we get in a pattern. Airport, as you see, airport's right directly underneath us. Airport right in front, right underneath us, because you see it falling. So the airport should be right here somewhere, right here. We're going right above it, somewhere. Should be just crossing it. So we're gonna cheat a little bit. We're gonna get in this pattern instead of going all the way the whole loop around and Doing all this extra stuff, we're gonna get in the pattern about right here. And we're gonna bring this bad boy home. The guests that we have on here, I know they ready to go. They ready to jump on, get up out of here. So this is how we're gonna do it. It's gonna be a little steep turn right here. I'm gonna go ahead and let go down one of my flaps. See, we're going a little bit too fast. Max speed with flaps down. So let's just drop that a little bit. Let's get our height. We just gotta lose some altitude while we up here. Let's straighten that out. Say we're gonna base turn. We're running on runway 24. We're coming up here. Make a left on final. So we're making all lefts. Let's drop that altitude a little bit. This is a little steep. But we're going we'll be alright. Sometimes I be getting the people on the plane, they be scared. Oh no! What's going on? What's going on? They be killing me. Let's get that speed down a little bit. Say it's coming in. We got final coming up. Let's get that rolling. Roll on in for an easy final. Let's see, let's drop those flaps. I know we're probably going a little bit too fast for that. Runway 25, here we come. There we go ahead in front of us.
500. Charlie November Alpha, tree traffic, DC 202, Mike Alpha Delta 4710 is on final runway 25 to land. Charlie November Alpha, tree traffic.
We got everything going so far. We got flaps 30. We got good speed coming in. We probably could. Nah, we got good speed. Let's drop that speed down just a little bit more as we coming in. Drop that speed down, drop that speed down. Let's drop that speed down. Let's get over, make some small corrections. Let's flare. Let's get this down. Flare, get that speed. Let's get that speed down. Let's kill this engine, get that speed down. Stop. Ooh, it took us the whole way through to get that bad boy stopped. Well, it's all good. Let's see if we get this bad boy turned around. We used the whole entire runway for this. Let's get that cleaned up a little bit. Oh, there we go. That was a little shaky, y'all, because I touched the runway and then came up off of it. Came just a little bounce a little bit. Usually don't like that. Try to come in a little cleaner than that, but hey, we got it to stop without damaging the plane. That's the biggest thing. Get it to stop before damaging the plane. At first, I could not land whatsoever. I couldn't even land. It took me a long time to just land the Cessna on here. I just kept practicing. And then it started to work out. Let's see where they want us to hold. Alright, so we're going to hold here.
Charlie November Alpha tree traffic. DC 202, Mike Alpha Delta 4710 is taxiing to parking. Charlie November Alpha tree traffic.
And that's another thing that I don't like. You don't have no room. You don't have no room at all. So let me get this back down here. You don't have no room at all. You gotta pull in. See, look at him. We here. We made it. Let's wait till these engines shut down. See, I need 287,000. That's what you would be get. And look at that. I can't even get all the way back up to the A grade. See, that's be some bullshit. See, I'm at level 156 now, but I ain't got but 1.3 million credits. But look, I'm gonna go up here. I got this company. I got that Cessna. I got right here. This the plane, the big boy. But every time I go into one of his missions, it don't work. Then I got DC Mark. Got these planes over here. Then I got the B company. Got another Cessna for skydiving. Then I got the VIP. And I got, you know, the Cirrus Vision. This one we just flew. Pilatus. Then I got another Cirrus Vision jet. Then I got the Diamond DA62, and then I got this the CJ4. This one right here is where I make all my money at, the most money. So I got a nice little view of making money. But when it comes time, let's see this. If I go over here try to buy a plane. Oh no, let me back out first. They ain't got no new planes. Let me see. Alright, so they ain't got no new planes over here. But I'm gonna go into the space service. And let's see what new planes they got over here. Coming here, all companies. Buy plane. And this is where I think, look at this. 737 MAX, 78 million credits. This one right here I had bought like around here. See, this is the one I want. This 70, and this is used. This right here is used. How you gonna get the 78 million credits? I'm damn sure I ain't gonna put no money into it and pay for it. I don't know what they be doing, man. That's how I be saying. They be getting over on people. People putting their hard-earned money into this and not getting nothing out of it. But I'm still stuck on the East Coast, Canada. These all the missions. This is just all the stuff I got. I got some other stuff around the world, but there's nothing, you know, good. So they want 362 if I fly this mission. That's an hour 130. That's 1 hour. You got another one right here, 346. You got a couple missions up here to fly, but every time it got a glitch in the system that it fails you. The moment you try to fly with the big boy, it fails you. So that's something that Microsoft got to try to figure out and see how they could fix that. But I just been finding all these VIP missions around 200,000, 250, stuff like that, and they've been working out for me. So again, you know, I home all the planes usually right here. This is our home base up here. So, you know, thanks for hanging on for the video. This down there 477, an hour and a half. So look, and then it just dropped just out of the blue. So like, subscribe, see some of the other games I got on here that playing. You know, check me out, man. This is my game right here. This War of Rights. This is the one I be playing all the time. You know, firefighter. But I'm trying, anybody that see something that y'all, you know, you need to put me on to it. You know, I'm trying to get to all the games that I could play and beat somebody down. So like, subscribe, and holler at me in the next video.